Do you remember back in the day when you'd watch TV or listen to the radio and you'd hear this voice say, "This episode brought to you by," and then they'd, I don't know, say the name of an advertiser or something like that, sponsor. So today's episode of Shift Your Vibe to Thrive is brought to you by, it's actually myself, but a program that I have called Energy Elixir Daily. I've actually, for the last year, been creating an audio program where I basically summarize everything that I've been reading, learning, experiencing, energy tips, intuition activators, nervous system regulators, breath work, like everything, and condense them into 5-minute audios a few times a week. So I thought, hey, we're going into the holidays. Let me see what I have in there that would be a real gift to you guys on the podcast. And so this is going to be a 7-minute episode with 3 quick ways to reset your energy. So who doesn't need that this time of year? One is a phenomenal question you can ask when everything just seems to get really intense and we're aware of a lot. Another is a really simple energetic practice. And the final one is a simple breath practice. So 7 minutes, 3 things for you. I hope you guys enjoy. And then as we go into the holiday season, I would love to invite you, if you would like to have support like this, where it doesn't take a ton of time, but you'd like a way to shift your energy or have a new perspective or regulate your nervous system. That's why I created Energy Elixir Daily. And so you can actually try it for 3 days for free. There's a 3-day trial. You'll get a bunch of audios when you sign up. I think like you get about 5 or 6, and then you can listen to those and within 3 days go, yeah, this is for me, or no, it's not. So you get to try it on. If you sign up, then you can either choose a monthly rate. We have a founder's rate until December 20th, which is just $17 a month. And then that will go up in 2025. But it's one of these creations that I'm really proud of and excited to offer, because the feedback I have gotten from people is incredible, that it's easy to digest. It's changing things for them. They have lots of tools that empower them to walk away and shift their energy, shift their vibe. So enjoy this podcast today. Like I said, this is actually an episode from that program, Energy Elixir Daily. And if you'd like to try on that program for a few days, see if you're interested, you can go to EmilyEvansRussell.com/elixir or go to the link in the show notes. And you basically sign up for free and then set a reminder for yourself to check back in 3 days and either choose, yeah, I'm just going to roll on and stay in it, or if it's not for you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful holiday, and I will hear you soon. So we all have times when things get intense, right? And that could be something going on at home. It could be something going on at work. It could be you've just been on a really great, relaxing holiday or time away, and then you come back to a very different energy of day-to-day life. Or it could be something going on in your country or in your city. And we are so aware of ourselves, everyone in our circle that we interact with, and then like the collective, the people that we don't even interact with, but we're aware of all that and all of the energies. And so this audio is just 3 different options for ways to kind of get back to you, back to your a center, alignment, your being when things get a little intense. And these are some of my go-tos. So the first reset is just asking questions, because like I said, when we're aware of things, we tend to really feel them. If you're anything like me, we're very what people call sensitive or empaths, and we take it on as ours. So first thing is asking the question, what am I aware of? Because if it's an energy of like upset or chaos or stress, we can pretty easily attach our own story to that. And we're like, oh my God, yeah, I have all that stuff at work. But just asking, what am I aware of? And then if I didn't buy this as mine, What would I be aware of? And then see what pops into your brain, go about your day, see if you get awareness, a download, intuition of what that is. Because sometimes just asking that question takes us out to a different perspective. And it's like, okay, if I just played with that idea that everything that I'm feeling right now, the overwhelm, the intensity, the stress, the sadness, the anger, whatever it is, isn't mine, what would I be aware of? Oh, there's an election going on next week. Oh, wow, I just found out that my distant cousin passed away or this person got sick. I mean, it's amazing when we ask that question, what we'll become aware of, what information will come into our world that kind of just provides this relief of, oh my gosh, it's not all mine all the time. And just because I'm aware of it doesn't mean there's something for you to do with it, right? Like a lot of times it's also just saying, wow, okay, that's not mine. There's nothing for me to do about that right now. Because when something is floating around in our head and we think it's ours and that there's something to do, our unconscious is going to keep creating that feeling, that emotion to take some action when there's nothing to do. So asking those questions is the first energy reset, just to give you a different perspective and get some bigger picture awareness of what may be going on. The next one is sort of like an energy reset that I like to do. I like to say this when I'm in the shower and just take a moment to visualize, like as I'm showering, I imagine that water as it's dripping down being an energy. And if you're a visual person and you like to imagine a color, then go with like anything that feels like home, that feels nurturing, that feels like home, bigger than you, something greater. For some people, that is different. So whatever that is for you. And then when that water is washing over you, I like to say, I now return and release anything that's not mine and not in the greatest alignment for me. You can adjust that to what words really resonate with you. But for me, it's like I'm already showering every day, right? And allowing that water and imagining it could be an energy, it could be a color of light that feels nurturing and like home. And then just saying in my head, I now return and release anything that's not mine and not in the greatest alignment for me, for my future, for what I'm actually here and desire to create. That's like a little longer version. So you know what I mean? Like basically fill that in with whatever feels good. And then the third reset is I like to lay in bed or on the floor, get a blanket because I always like to be cozy. And then if you're on the floor, I like to put my back, so you're laying down. And then for me, it's more comfortable to put my feet on the floor. So like my knees are bent. I put my feet a little wider than hip distance and let my knees fall in to touch each other. That's a really nice, just simple low back release. So that can feel good. If that does not feel good for your body, lay on a couch or lay in bed. And then doing something called the box breath for just a few minutes. If you can do it for 5 to 10, amazing. But even like 3 minutes of this is wonderful. It's called the box breath because it's an even inhale in, holding it for that many seconds, exhaling for that many seconds, and releasing the exhale, and then holding out the exhale for that many. So meaning you inhale for 2, hold for 2, exhale for 2, and then hold out the exhale for 2, like that empty space. The count actually isn't important. Sometimes counting gives my brain something to think about, so it makes it a little bit easier. It could be, you could lengthen the exhale longer. For me, sometimes when I'm exhaling, I like to blow through like a straw, so it actually becomes like a 4 count of an exhale. But it's inhaling, hold at the top of the inhale for however long is comfortable, or even counts, and then exhaling, again, even count, or you could lengthen it, and then just holding out that exhale for just a little bit or an even count, and just repeating that. And that box breath can be so calming. And again, do it anywhere that you're comfortable. You could also do it sitting up. You don't have to be lying down. I just tend to like that one lying down because I like to do it for 5 or 10 minutes. The choice is yours. But I know things in in the world have been, well, they've been intense. They often are. And then we all have our own personal stuff going on. So this is a way to expand out that perspective and then provide a couple releases. And it's these really small things add up. It's like these micro doses of an energy reset create really sustainable change, and they're easy. They're for you, that you can do on your own for quick little shifts throughout the day. It's just like adding them in when you notice, like, hey, I feel a bit off or wacky or depressed or frustrated. Okay, cool. I'm going to jump in the shower, or I'm going to ask these questions, or I'm going to just breathe for a few minutes. So I hope you enjoy these and you put them in your pocket, whatever works for when you'd like a little reset. I hope you got something out of that episode. If you like this podcast, please share it with someone you know who would find it useful or interesting, and subscribe so that you can listen to past and upcoming shows.